Hey everybody, how's it going? Christian from Treasure Town here, and today we're going to be talking about the top 25 government 1-ounce silver rounds. So we're going to be going through every country from Canada to Bhutan to the Netherlands to Armenia in terms of their different silver designs and giving my favorites from an artistic perspective. So we'll be starting here. I'm not the biggest fan of the Congolese prehistoric life coin. This is going to come in at number 25. It's 20 francs, but I don't know. I feel like this coin does not really, it should be clearer. It shouldn't have as much text around it and give the Jurassic history. I think that it would be better to have a Plesiosaurus that's kind of taking up more of the screen with less of, I don't know if that's a deck behind it or a beach or whatever it is. I think that could be done a little bit differently. After that, number 24, we're going to have the Serbian Tesla 100 dinara. I think similar to the last one, there's just a lot going on. And, having the patent and the patent number and these kind of electro waves as well as specific, remote control combined with all the lettering going around kind of clogs up the coin, and the surfaces aren't really that, it's kind of a strange striking pattern that I don't think is that attractive. Plus, there's not much of a relief on the coin. It's a very thin design. So all of that, I just think that there's too much happening, and it's not my favorite. Number 23, we're going to have the Ghana 5 cedis silver coin. And it's this side I think is really nice, but then on the back, even if they're doing different bears and that sort of thing, I think that they should more prominently focus on the animal. And even if it's a set or a series of 8 different coins, I would rather there be less of a reference to the other ones, and the Giants of the Ice Age I don't think is necessary. So you'll be seeing obviously the ones that I'm not as huge of a fan of at first. We also have the Somalian wildlife. It's not the best striking here in terms of, it looks a little bit cheaply constructed. This is the Somali 100 shillings Somalia Elephant coin. I like this side quite a bit, but again, I think that there's just, the inner portion, I think that's too large on the outside as well. So you're really hearing my nitpicks here, but coming in at number 21 is going to be the Netherlands 6 shilling, and it's kind of cool. It's supposed to be like a ship restrike, and I think that, it's neat, but the mix of vintage and recent, almost there's something about that doesn't pull it off. I think that has to do with the lettering. The lettering kind of looks like it's really old, and that lettering on a newer planchet, obviously, and just super new modern striking tactics seems a bit out of place. So I don't know. There's something about it. I kind of like the Austrian restrike, the talers, but for whatever reason, that one just isn't going to be my favorite here. Number 20 is going to be the Mandrill. This is a Cameroon coin, so the Cameroonian Mandrill. I really like this side, and I actually think that this is not the worst coin, but for whatever reason, having such a close zoom on the face, maybe it would work better if it didn't say Mandrill on it, or if there was less of kind of action going on over here, and they kind of removed that and made it a little bit more deep proof-like. But I think that combined with kind of a thick rim that doesn't really add much kind of congests the design to the point where it's not really the best. At this point, we're getting into coins that are really pretty cool. This one here is the Armenian Noah's Ark 500 dram. So it's certainly a pretty cool biblical scene. I mean, I think that the strike quality is not quite the best, where there's not huge contrast. And again, there is a fair amount going on, but a few points for being a biblical scene over here. The combination of, I don't know if it's Cyrillic or whatever Armenian uses with the kind of normal, or the the alphabet that America uses is a little bit different. It's not really the worst thing, but just figured that I would point that out as something that's maybe not the best. This is a coin that's pretty well recognized. I just think that it's not as crazy as what some of the other designs are doing in terms of the actual strike quality. So this is the Austrian Philharmonic. Nothing wrong with this coin at all, and they're pretty common. You can definitely, this is a good one to buy because they're low premium, trusted 1-ounce silver coins, but you'll see as we make our way up the list that there are some really cool designs that we're going to be able to feature here. After that, we're going to go to the Fiji Iguana 1-ounce coin. I think that a really cool animal. I think that this is very well done. If I had to nitpick, I would make the lettering of 2015 1 troy ounce a little bit bigger, and then have a different and a more contrasted difference between the rim here as it molds into the background of the Fiji Iguana. I like the lettering. It's kind of unique having that double kind of aspect that makes it thicker. And then I think this side is the coolest. I wouldn't want all of the coins to look like this, or all of my silver, but it's a very kind of unique front in the sense that you can really see if that's polishing lines or however they constructed these. It really has a different sort of feel that makes you realize that you've got something else on your hands, so to speak. After that, we're going to look at the Korean Phoenix. I think that this is super cool. It has a very interesting security feature right there, really intricate Phoenix designs on both sides. I just never like how it's not monetized. It doesn't have a won value, the South Korean won, so that always brings it down a little bit, but it's kind of fun. It doesn't have any ridges on the edge, and the mostly symmetry is also neat. So not a super well recognized coin, but certainly interesting. Then we've got this Mexican Libertad, the more modern version. I really like the different crusts on the back here, and then this is kind of a nice, maybe it would look nicer in uncirculated shape. This one I purchased as uncirculated from APMEX, but they didn't really send me a great looking coin, but it's a little bit scratched up. I do think though that for whatever reason, there's just a lot going on, and I don't love how the cactus and the kind of the foreground is presented, but it's actually still a pretty coin, and nice striking, and I really like what they're doing in terms of having, whether it's different seals or crests, whatever that means on the back. I like having that difference in that back right there. After that, we're going to get into some Australian coins. So we've got the Australian Kookaburra, not their main design, but really pretty in terms of the proofy nature. This one, really like the frost and the contrast, and I probably should have put before it in, let's see, now at this point I'm somewhat forgetting what slot I'm in, but I think that this is number 13. This is the Australian Kangaroo, their main coin. Super pretty. Really like how the animal is presented there, and then it's kind of like exploding outwards. This is slightly more mass produced, so you do have a little less relief, which I always think more relief in terms of being a thicker coin where the design really is imprinted. Maybe takes away a little bit, but this is a really nice coin. Like the security features really add to the coin, if that makes sense. After that, you've got the Australian Koala, same situation. So you've got a more proofy, more detailed relief here, and the contrast is phenomenal. I think this is one of Elizabeth II's best portraits in terms of how she's portrayed on a coin, where the contrast of the lettering on the back and then a quick contrast into the rim really looks gorgeous. After that, we're going to go to the Krugerrand from South Africa. It's just a really classic design, super reminiscent of the dominant gold coin. So it's kind of a no-nonsense coin here to be coming in at number 11, but it gets the job done, and I like that about it, and it is just has some classic coin history to it, which is really fun. After that, we're going to move over and get into a more obscure round here, which is the Gibraltar silver Barbary macaque. I think that the contrast, maybe this is actually even better in terms of a Queen Elizabeth portrait, but just phenomenal relief. You can really see the deep mirrors in the proof fields there. Just makes this coin super, super pretty. And then on the back here, I think the macaque is, the back, it's really gorgeous and it's not taking away. If I compare from before, let me see, where did I put the iguana? Now I'm struggling to find it. Here we go. Here, there's not, it doesn't have the same contrast. If they had done that with the leaf pattern for the iguana, it could have been a phenomenal coin, top tier. I think this is well done, and I like the key. I don't know, something about that coin makes me like it. Now we're getting into the top 10, so we're going to have another obscure one, the Bhutan Lunar Rounds. This is a Year of the Ox coin, but I like how the Nultrum is, it's a different denomination, but quite pretty and eloquent, and they're not trying to do way too much with this coin, as well as a really nice seal. I think that if you look at some of the coins I like the least, there's just tons and tons of writing all over it. Here, it's more, you've got a nice, and an interesting surface too, kind of like the Fiji coin, where it was a little bit of a difference. You've got that going on a bit here as well. Then when we get to number 8, we've got the Barbados Trident. So this is a really, really neat coin. I love how there's 2 tridents underneath over there. You have a nice sort of really clean, it's got kind of got that Fiji-like lines, but then clean contrast between the rim, and then a nice reverse proof there on the crest. And then similar thing over here. I wish the milk spot wasn't there, but the security feature, the wavy nature of it is just super special, I think. Continuing on that nature of appreciating cool security features, coming in at number 7 is going to be the British Britannia. Nice shield over here, great reverse proof, and these are pretty cheap to acquire in terms of premium. Really like how that reflects the light there. And then on the other side, same thing, bummer on the milk spot, but it is a circle, but there's some sort of layering where it doesn't appear, and you've got some kind of like mini triangular shapes. So I think that kind of comes together in a really nice and unique way. Then for number, this is maybe controversial to put it low, but number 6, American Silver Eagle, a great design, but we just see it all the time, and it's being phased out. I like the new eagle less than the old one, or what I think of as the current one. So this one, it's basic, but it still is kind of classic, so it's got to be high up on the list in some sort of respect. And the Walking Liberty, just a great coin. This one doesn't quite have the relief and the same cartwheel effect that a lot of the 90% silver in this with the striking tactics back then. I think the Walking Liberty is a more gorgeous coin. Then coming in here at number 5, another cool security feature. This one is the Canadian Maple Leaf. I think that it's, again, simple. There's not too much text, a great cartwheel security effect, and another embedded one down there. Nice reverse proof design. This is just doing everything right, I think. That also compares with a more classic, really thick, old, chunky design, the Old Libertad from Mexico, 999 pure. And this one, it's again, not doing a ton. It kind of is what it is, and I love how it's a pretty thick round compared to a lot of the newer ones. I don't know if you can tell, but it's a lot, it's a lot smaller, and it makes up with some extra thickness. So this one is a very cool coin. Then number 3 is going to be one you probably haven't seen much of. This one is going to be from Rwanda. I actually forget if it's 50 francs or what their exact denomination is, but check out this ox. I think that this is really well done. It's got kind of a stained glass, but maybe it is doing too much, but I just think that it comes together really nicely. And so, beautiful, beautiful coin. Number 2, and maybe the top 2 are really pretty similar, but I would say the number 2 is going to be the Chinese design. Just the frost is incredible on this coin. It's so strong in terms of its contrast. Just such a, this is reflecting things like feet away. I really like how it has this kind of diagonal edge. And then the Panda here, it doesn't feel like too much is happening. They see 30 grams. It's got the 10 won. It's not saying China all over. It's not like saying the country name and then saying that there's a panda on it. It's just got the design over here. Simple 7 characters, Temple of Heaven design, and then the date. And then lastly, you may know my affinity for this coin, but the Ukrainian Archangel is going to be my top pick here. I just think that, I don't know, this is a really, really cool coin. Over here, maybe I wish that it was a little bit more having a reverse proof, but this is super clean. It's just got a little bit of lettering, and I like how it's not the English alphabet. It's something a little bit different. It's got the Archangel, got the cross on there, and then on this side, I just love, I don't know what that represents, but it almost looks like some sort of, not cryptocurrency, but like some sort of modern chip or something like that. I think that's really fun. I love how it's got the 31.1. I like how they use the commas instead of the periods to denote that. Over here, super neat pattern that comes together well with this sort of these little cryptic or I don't know, shape designs embedded in kind of the background of the coin. So I really like that, and that is going to be my top 25. Let me know if you have different thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching the video. I'd encourage you to like, comment, and definitely subscribe to the channel and connect with me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I also have a website, treasuretownYT.com, where you should go so that you can learn more about coins as well as what's happening on the channel and possibly find a place to sell your coins and collectibles. I also want to talk about some of my other projects like coinmeltprice.com, which shows precious metals prices as well as the melt values of coins containing those precious metals, both US and world. I also have coinsmetalscards.com, which will develop into a full marketplace as well as a news source for coins, metals, cards, as the name might suggest. And then treasuretowncoins.com, which long-term will be my coin dealing entity separate from the channel. And lastly, whatsthegrade.com, which will be a stickering service for already certified collectibles where you can get a approval or verification of the grade on the holder. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing you on some of my other videos.